Welcome back to the Law Clinic. In today's video, I will be showing you how to draft a notice of motion, which is a very important document in civil procedure in South African law. Whether you're a law student or you're just starting out in practice, this video is just for you. Okay, so now we are going to draft our notice of motion. For the purposes of this tutorial, we are going to be using Pretoria. So you are going to begin with your citation and you're going to say, in the High Court of South Africa, Gauteng Division, Pretoria. For instance, if you are using Johannesburg, then you're going to say Gauteng Local Division, Johannesburg. And then you're going to move on to your case number. You leave that blank for the registrar to allocate the case number, and then you're going to say in the matter between JD, who is our applicant in this draft, and JS, who is the respondent, and then you move on to your heading, which is going to say notice of motion. It's going to say kindly take notice that application will be made on behalf of the above named applicant on a date to be allocated by the registrar or soon thereafter is the matter may be heard for an order in the following terms. So your notice of motion basically is going to stipulate your prayers, what it is that you're asking the court to grant, right? So in this tutorial, we are using an eviction application, for example. So our first prayer would be that the respondent vacate the premises located at 123 Legal Street, Pretoria, within 10 days of the granting of this order. So that's your first prayer. So you're going to number your prayers in paragraphs, right? And then when you're done with it, you move on to your second prayer. So remember, in all applications, we always pray for costs, right? So your second prayer would be that the respondent be ordered to pay the cost of this application. And your third prayer would be further and or alternative relief. So remember that in all applications, we always make provision for further and or alternative relief, as we don't know what else the court may want to grant. So we leave it open-ended for the court to grant any other order which it may deem fit. Right. So when you're done with that, you then say, kindly take notice further that the accompanying affidavit of the applicant will be used in support of this application. At times, in place of the applicant, you can always use the names of the applicant, right? And then you move on to stage where the applicant will be accepting service. So, for instance, if the applicant has attorneys, you are going to state the address of the attorneys. But if the applicant does not have any legal representation, then it would mean you state your own address. So, for the purposes of this draft, you are going to say, take notice further that the applicant has appointed the address of 456 Justice Avenue, Pretoria, as the address at which she will accept notice and service of all documents in these proceedings. And thereafter, you are going to date the notice of motion, and then you are going to move on to sign as the applicant if you do not have legal representation. But however, if you do have legal representation, remember in the notice of motion, your attorneys of record are going to sign that particular notice of motion on your behalf. So you don't have to worry about signing the notice of motion. Once you do commission the affidavit, then you are done. Remember, if you have not watched my video on how to draft a founding affidavit, please do go and watch that one in order for you to understand as well how to draft a founding affidavit. Remember, a notice of motion goes together with the founding affidavit. So when you're done with that, then you're going to address it to the registrar of the High Court, Pretoria or Johannesburg, as the case may be. And then you also address it to the respondent. So in this particular instance, you're going to say to the registrar of the High Court, Pretoria, and to JS, being the respondent, and address. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the Law Clinic for more practical civil procedure content.